Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where there are no brakes on this Conquest train except for the brakes that are mandated. Unfortunately, we do have mandated brakes, but we're not taking brakes on our own, it's just kind of happening. So we do need to work on a reactor design. We're going to go with the better moderator. Perfect. So that'll unlock the building nuclear reactor, and that will be absolutely great. We'll want to start stockpiling nukes eventually, so that sounds good. Paratroopers 3 has been finished up. I kind of want to grab night vision too. I don't necessarily care about the ahead of time penalty. I kind of just want to do it. Let's go. So that seems okay. We're also going to be getting modern tanks here in 65 days. So that's going to be a pretty significant paradigm shift for us. Now, we're going to be done justifying on Mahra in like 200 days here. So the question is, if we were to also simultaneously justify on Hormuz, what would that look like? Okay, that's a little much. We'll probably wait. I think it'll be faster for us to actually wait than to get that going at the same time. So that's fine. We'll just do the one justification. So this out here is owned by us. So all we'd need to do is we'd need to take Hormuz and Bahrain, and then we'd have all of Arabia. What about Socotra? Who controls this? Kilwa. I didn't know that Kilwa still existed. Apparently they do, only in Socotra. So that's interesting. We might go after that, but that's going to require us having like some amount of Marines or something, or just doing a naval invasion of some sort. We may hold off on that for the time being because we're not well set up for it at this moment. So that's all fine. For now, we'll proceed forward, and it's all good. Now, our political power, we're mostly just banking right now because we're going to need a lot of political power to bring down our subjects, to annex them. And that's fine for the moment. What else do we want to put this political power into, though? Honestly, after we get that done, I don't know what we're going to want to put our political power into. I wish that we could get like have multiple continuous focuses so that we can just spend our political power if we don't have anything else to spend it on. That'd be nice. But what else would we even do? Resistance suppression, maybe? Maybe. Like, I don't care about any of these other things right now. So it'd probably just be resistance suppression, and even then, we'd still be net positive on the political power. So there is that. So at this moment, all we need to do is we need to just get Mahra under control. But I'm thinking about our army experience right now. It's going to be a little bit. We're going to get exercising on all of these because I want to build up a lot of our army experience for right now. So that's going to get us, actually that amount that we're getting from exercises is not very high. That's not even quite doubling our army experience. It's probably not worth the expenditure. Yeah, that's probably not worth the expenditure. I'm going to turn that back off. That means it might take us a little while to get our modern tanks online. That's fine. I'm not actually that concerned about it. So that's okay. We're going to punch through Mahra here, and we'll go for Hormuz as soon as we can. We are watching the world tension decay away, which isn't necessarily ideal for us. High world tension is good, but there's landing crafts finishing. High world tension is good if we want to fight wars. I should put it that way. Advanced landing craft, let's go ahead and get that underway. So that'll all be fine. 19 days on the modern tanks. So we can start getting the modern tanks going. We're not going to get them swapped into these armored divisions quite yet. I think that's the takeaway here. And we're probably going to need to upgrade our modern tanks multiple times. So we might not actually want to create the modern tanks yet. We might just sit on them for the moment and then go for them very, very shortly after that. Well, as shortly as possible. We're getting some army experience right now, but we'd like to be getting a whole lot more. That's for sure. So if we check in on our situation logistically out over here, there's nothing too major at this moment. In fact, this supply hub could maybe be motorized up a bit. There we go. We now have flamethrower tanks available. We're going to get MEVs. There we go. That seems good. And Cavity Magnetron has been finished. I want to continue to work on our radar. There we go. Not that we're building any radar right now. We'll get there. For the moment, this is fine. Okay, so we're going to be attacking out over this direction as soon as we've got this sweet, sweet justification. But that's still about 130 days away. So that's going to take time. There's the modern tank, and that is, of course, extremely significant for us. The question is, can we do anything with it? Let's grab the advanced flamethrower for now, but keep in mind, these, I believe, cannot go on modern tanks, and that's okay. So we're just going to get that going. And now what I want to do is I want to hop in here, and I want to create a new armored vehicle here. Now, we currently have our improved medium tank. This is pretty dated at this moment. We're going to go for the modern tank, and what are we going to put on this? Well, we're absolutely going to put a modern turret on it, and we're probably going to go for, I'm guessing, probably some sort of heavy armament here. So high-velocity cannons would be about destroying enemy tanks. That's also a lot of piercing and a lot of heart attack. What we want is piercing and heart attack, so we're going to go with that for now. Then we can put on an advanced radio, and we can do additional machine guns if we wanted to boost the soft attack on this. I do want to go for sloped armor. I want to go for armor skirts, and I want to go for... what else do we have on here? Probably we're going to be going for the additional machine guns. Yeah. We're going to go for the additional machine guns for now to boost our soft attack just that little bit. Now, as far as this goes, our reliability is pretty good, but we're going to want a lot of reliability here. So I don't really care about the max speed. The breakthrough here would be nice, but I think our breakthrough is good enough. I want the reliability. Now, our reliability is very high, and that's understood. Our armor type is going to be expensive, but it's going to be... do we want cast or welded? The difference is giving up one breakthrough. This is higher defense here. I'm going to go for the welded armor. It's going to be expensive, and we're going to go for the diesel engine. We want maximum reliability. And you might ask, why are we going for so much reliability? Well, obviously the answer is we're going to crank the engine and armor upgrades. How high can we get these hypothetically? 20 is the maximum. Okay. So if we wanted to have it like this, our reliability would be down to 70. We probably don't want it quite at that level. So we're going to back off a little bit on these upgrades. And of course, we've only got 46 experience to put in this anyway. So for now, I'm just going to save this like this. And what is our target going to be? If we have 100% reliability here, or if, actually like 99.4 is probably what we'd be targeting, right? So that would be like 13 and 13, somewhere around there. So that's going to cost us 60. And we can dial it back a little bit for now. So this is going to be somewhere around 6 and 6, like this. So we'll get that saved. We can start putting these into production at this moment. And I don't actually want this line doing it. I want this line doing it. So at this point, we're not producing additional medium tanks. Now look at how many we have in storage. This is fine. We're going to start stockpiling modern tanks, but we're going to upgrade these modern tanks a little bit. So I say a little bit, quite a bit. And then we're going to need to go in and we're going to need to change our divisions here to use modern tanks, not amphibious tanks, to use modern tanks. This is actually free, but this is not. I don't want an infantry battalion here. I wanted this to be modern tanks here. This is going to be modern tanks, and this is going to be modern tanks as well. So this is going to go here, like that. So that's going to cost us 30 army experience there as well. So that's noted. Our breakthrough is going to drop a little bit, but look at that soft attack and that hard attack in comparison. So if we go back to what we have here, yeah, that's a huge upgrade. And we're not even going to be maxing that out yet. So that sounds good for the time being, but we need somewhere around like 60 army experience, something like that, to get that done. So for now, these infantry divisions or this infantry division is going to head on down. And that seems fine. Yeah, I know that we're producing equipment we have no template for. I'm well aware of this. We'll get there. So this is our infantry equipment manufacturer here, and we can choose piercing and hard attack or soft attack and breakthrough. We're going to go for soft attack and breakthrough. Our infantry are supposed to be doing soft attack. So that sounds good. And then we've got these infantry here. They're going to head on down. Cool. Now the question is, how many of those modern tanks do we have in stock right now? Well, only 132 at this moment, but we're already producing 6.8 per day. This is getting out of hand. We're producing an awful lot of these. Note how we're negative on steel and tungsten. That's not very surprising given what we've got going on. So we're going to have to trade for some tungsten here from the US, and we're going to have to trade for some steel also from the US. That's fine. Well, it's not fine. We don't like it, but it's going to have to happen for now. Okay, so we've got this armored division. That's going to roll on down. These are still using medium tanks for right now. So the question is, do we want to upgrade our existing variant of modern tanks? So that's going to be this one. And we can decommission this for now and decommission this for now. That's all fine. Do we want to create a variant of this and be upgrading these up to where we know we want them to be, which for now, at least, is going to be at here, 13 and 13. Actually, we're pretty close to being able to do this. I think we should just do this, and then we should do the division templates. So we've got these armored divisions that are going to head on down. That'll also buy us time to stockpile the tanks, right? So that seems good. We've got way too many medium tanks, but that's okay. So, I mean, we've got about 300 of these modern tanks stockpiled already. That's pretty okay. And we can get an air doctrine here. We don't have a choice, just logistical bombing. So that looks good. Okay, how long on this justification? Ooh, still like 80 days. Well, that's okay, I guess. So we're working up that army experience, slowly but surely. And again, I do want to be upgrading this guy. So we can bring this up somewhat, but the overall cost to get this here would be 14 army experience. We're very close to that. Very, very close. How can we get more reliability out of this? The advanced high-velocity cannon is actually dropping that reliability by some amount. By 20%. Maybe we want to swap that over into being like an advanced heavy cannon. No, these are higher reductions of the reliability. Okay. Noted. Well, at this point, we can save this. If we want to have lower reliability, that's fine. But let's just go ahead and call this good for now. That's the Modern Tank Mark 1, and we're now starting to get these done. So the Modern Tank Mark 1 here is currently 13 and 13. Yeah, that is correct. So we're starting to get those going, and now we're going to start to move those into our divisions. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab Mechanized Equipment 1. That'll be fine. And Centimetric Radar just finished as well. Let's go ahead and grab Phased Array. Perfect. And now we need to get at least 5 army experience. We need to start transitioning... Okay, Advanced Flamethrowers. Sure. We need to start transitioning, and I don't really care about any of this. I guess we could take amphibious drives, but I don't actually care about that either. We do have a special project here, cruiser submarines. Let's get going on that. So that sounds good, and this is our escort ship manufacturer. Okay, no real choice here. That looks fine. But, as I was saying, we want to start transitioning our armored divisions here. So we're going to need to move this over into the modern tank, like so. And we need to do 6 of these. So that's going to be 30 total army experience. Now, that's not a huge amount of army experience, but we can definitely work on that. Now, our maintenance companies can boost our reliability by up to 15%. We don't currently have maintenance companies here, so we want to keep our reliability very, very high. So that's apparently sneezing. Perfect. And that is definitely something we want to get started on. So we're going to swap this over. And we're just going to slowly shift these over into running modern tanks. That'll be wonderful. We no longer get the effects from nationalism. Okay, that's fine. So that's all looking good. We want to definitely keep the information classified. We don't want the world to know about nukes. I know it's 45, but we don't want the world to know. Even if they're pursuing it, we don't want them to know that we're pursuing it. So it all looks good. Speaking of which, we should probably still be working on our intelligence agency. Let's do some of that. So that looks good for now. And I think we should probably be working on... What's our current support levels? I mean, this is relatively fine. Let's just go ahead and institute press censorship just to boost our fascism support and reduce the unaligned support. That'll be okay for the moment. We've got lots and lots of political power right now, although we will need a good chunk of it soon. Yeah, very soon. Speaking of very soon, this is about to finish up. So we're going to be attacking Mahra very, very shortly, and that is absolutely, utterly fantastic. We are working our way up towards 5 at this point. Ooh, there's our logistics company finishing up. Always a good thing to have. Let's grab our field hospital upgrade next. So now we can go into our armored division, and we can edit this to have modern tanks here. We'll go ahead and save that. We're now 1/3 upgraded over to modern tanks. And the question is, what are we doing in our stockpile? Okay, we definitely need to be making more modern tanks. We are short modern tanks, and we're short about 3,000 of them. So that's going to take a little bit to work through. But that's okay. We're back to being negative on our steel, so that means that we need to bump up our order from the US. We'll go ahead and do so. So that all sounds good for now. We've got free civilian factories, not a fan of it, but there's not a lot that we can put them to work on. I suppose we can get started on building like anti-air in some of these additional locations. Down over here, and potentially out over this direction. Yeah, something about like that. Can't build in any of this. So that's all fine. Out over here too. There we go. And we can start building radar, but we're not maxed out on radar yet. There's some infrastructure that we can put in some of these areas, but not a lot. Okay. We could start working on land forts. Not like this is, you know, going to be the world's biggest deal or anything. But we could definitely get started on some of this. Just building, like, along our borders. Why not? We're wasting the production anyway, so might as well happen. So down this direction, it's going to be very awkward. This is a very awkward set of borders over here. But something about like that. And then down this direction, of course, we'd have something about like this. So we can just start fortifying all of this. It's really not a big deal. It's just something for us to be doing. Okay, so down through all of this seems relatively fine. Can't build there. Can't actually reach here, so that's, you know, awkward. I don't think we can reach over here either, so that's also very awkward. That might backfire on us, but that's okay. And we'll do something like that, and up over this direction, absolutely fortifying this area. And then out over this direction should be fine. Okay, our justification for conquering Oman is finished. I'm pausing the game for now, and we will get back to that in a moment. So all of this over here is fine. Yeah, we should definitely fortify this area down here and this out over here. Again, not like that's going to do anything if we don't defend it. That might backfire on us, but that's okay. So now that this justification is done, I want to immediately start justifying on Hormuz. And that's going to be 285 days. But we're also going to declare on Mahra here. Perfect. And I don't think they have a military. So this is over, right? I'm pretty sure this is already over. So what's our current status on our tanks? And Mahra has capitulated. Okay. That's as expected. What's our status on our tanks? Well, we need a lot of them yet. And that's not very surprising. So I'm just waiting for the peace deal here. And also, I want to come up here and build a naval base right here. We're going to need that. One of these days, a peace deal is going to happen, but we can have these guys, for now, come on out over this direction, with these guys just also being out here. With the offensive line being something like that. Sure, why not? But I'm going to have this army actually come in here, which they can't reach as of right now. There's the peace deal. Okay, so we'll confirm an exit, and that's done. Excellent. So now we're going to move in and attack Hormuz next, but that's going to take some time. These guys, they can't get there, and that's understood. They'll be able to get there as soon as we get a level of naval base done. So that sounds good. We've got an infantry division that can go here. Okay, so that all looks good. We do have a research slot available. Might as well take torpedo tube mine deployment. Why not? Seems good. Okay, we've got 6 army experience at this time. So I'm going to go in and edit our armored division again. I want to change the division template here, the icon. I guess we'll just continue to use the default symbol. It's using the medium tank symbol. I want to move it to the modern tank symbol, but it should automatically change soon. Yeah, once we hit 50%. There we go. So this is now the modern tank symbol, and that'll be good. So that is going to be ready there. And what does that do to our overall amount of needed modern tanks? Well, it significantly increases it, which is not a surprise. So we're going to have this infantry division head in over here as well. That looks good. And this army group is actually getting pretty close to being full. So that would be, again, absolutely wonderful. We are going to have this finishing up on the 23rd of April. Phased array just finished, and we can now grab the monopulse radar, which is the final level of radar upgrades. And we can lower the autonomy of Cairo. We can get them annexed. What do they got? Nothing at all. Okay. Fantastic. They have no resources. That's what we like to see. So let's go ahead and annex Cairo. Done. Does that do anything to the world tension? No, it does not. So we've got this unit here. That's going to move into this here, which is our kind of like inherited unit area. So that's absolutely fine. This guy can get a new trait. And supply consumption reduction is actually a very big deal. But I'm actually thinking organization loss when moving is very significant. Done. And we'll have one additional that we can do, which will be like Logistics Wizard. Also done. Fantastic. So that looks good, and we're just going to continue to work on this army experience. We, of course, have a lot of modern tanks that we need to produce in here. So we're working on that. We're bringing up our production efficiency. I'm not currently planning on changing our modern tank design, at least for a while. So this is going to max out, and we're going to work through our deficit of modern tanks. We're currently producing about 15 per day, and that's pretty decent. So these guys out over here, they're struggling with their supply quantity. They have some. But this naval base is not an ideal way to get this number of troops to have decent supplies, right? That's going to be rough for them. That's absolutely understood. We can recruit an operative, and let's see here. I don't care about either of these traits, but you'll do. So I want to go in and root out resistance, and we're going to root out resistance over in this area. Now this guy is rooting out resistance as well. This should now be moved, and he should be rooting out resistance over here. Okay, so that's all looking good. Our resistance out over this direction is currently 0. Resistance target is 0. Perfect. And our compliance will continue to grow out over this way. So our stability is perfect. Our war support... Unfortunately, I am contractually required to say nice about the number of war support that we have. Much to everyone's chagrin. Now we're having logistics issues out over here. We did just finish up at some point. Not necessarily just. We did finish up this logistics hub. So we're going to get that motorized, and we're going to get this motorized. That should take some of the strain out over here. I'm going to go ahead and build a logistics hub out over here and upgrade this railroad, run a rail line like that. Okay, so we'll get that underway. That will help the logistics up here a lot. This is probably not an issue. To my knowledge, they don't have an army, so it's probably fine. I do want to edit our armored division again. We can now get this over to modern tank and modern tank. We just need... Actually, we've just got what we need right now. Perfect. So this is now fully upgraded, and wait a second. We still have this medium tank unit here. It's not fully upgraded. We're lacking 1. Okay. I'm going to take us up to speed 5. It is time to put a cut in here, but I want this to be fully upgraded before I end this episode, because I might forget otherwise, and I don't want that to happen. So we've got the military engineering vehicle here. We'll just grab the super heavy railway gun. That is fine. And then we can grab a doctrine, which is going to be, do we want night bombing or day bombing? Honestly, I'll take night bombing. That seems fine. Okay, we no longer get the effects of secret resource procurement. Noted. And again, we want to change this up to modern tanks. So we're going to have enough to do that momentarily here. We've just got 2 more days. There we go. That's now good. So we'll get that done, and we're now exclusively using modern tanks, but we have a big deficit of modern tanks. So we need about 9,000 of these things. Noted. We'll be working on that. We're not in any huge rush right now. Mechanized Equipment 1 just finished up, and we do use mechanized, don't we? Well, we're just using trucks right now. These are civilian trucks. We can continue to do those, but I think we can also use mechanized. We have a lot of civilian trucks. So if I move this up to mechanized, this is going to... Do we need those? Or do we have to change these if we want that? These are just motorized infantry. Yeah, so we'd have to go up to mechanized infantry, which would be a good thing to do, but maybe that's something that we should do later, next episode. We can start working on Mechanized 2 and Mechanized 3, and that will hopefully remind me to do that next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.